Good day, ladies and gents, my name is Hyozo and welcome to DiscussThing. Reviews for Black Myth Wukong are officially in. These are the official reviews from game websites, game journalists and all sorts of people who got their hands on review codes and were allowed to review the game earlier. And something very strange has happened with these scores, because they're actually very high, and they're high from journalists who you wouldn't think that would put such a score. The game basically blew away a lot of the competition right from the start, because it received a near perfect score on almost all game journalist platforms, and this comes after months and months of various websites repeating the same false article that falsely mentions sexism, bad behavior against women, sexist remarks, sexist tweets that turn out to be incorrectly translated. And the article I'm speaking of is this, from IGN from November 2023. We reviewed that several videos ago, and this article has been debunked multiple times by multiple channels on multiple platforms, and these tweets were proven to be incorrectly translated, and all of this just made the whole view of this gaming journalist a very negative, because this destroyed all of the trust that anyone might have had. However, tides have been turning apparently, because the same company, IGN, yesterday posted a review on their website, and they posted a video review on Black Myth Wukong, which I watched, and I have to say I'm very surprised, because first of all, the video was entirely gaming oriented, it was very concise, it was presented well, and it didn't mention anything about the article that I just showed. And the review score that IGN posted was 8 out of 10. And I'm showing you this post from Genki from yesterday, once most of the reviews were out from the major outlets. And we can see God is a Geek 10, Gaming Ball 10, Hardcore Gamer 9, Twinfinite, PC Gamer 87, Noisy Pixel 8, IGN 8, GameSpot 8, Silicon Era 8, RPG Site 7, Windows Central Game Rant 6, and the 6-axis 6. Metacritic 82. So this is almost entirely positive. And with the history of gaming journalists and gaming websites just pushing the narrative of woke and DEI visions, this has come as a great surprise, because that means that everything is cracking down, and possibly the tide can be turning towards having honest game reviews from game journalists once again. Now, the reviews do mention a number of issues that they had with the game and with the gameplay. However, even though there are things that they didn't like, the issues that they have are again gaming related, which is what you're supposed to review. They don't say that there isn't enough representation or inclusivity, or lack of diversity or whatever, unless you're Screen Rant. This is the review score for Black Myth Wukong on the website Screen Rant. It's a 3 out of 5. And yeah, okay, you can go with that score. Every company has the right to review the game and anything that they like, however they like. Okay, but let's see what they post as pros and cons. Pros: combat is flowing and fun, cinematography can be breathtaking at times, and great diversity in items and mechanics. Cool, that's something that people would like in a game. Cons: game performance is unpolished. Alright, it might be just in need of tweaking, which might come later. Second, lacking in inclusivity and diversity. Really? This is your problem with this game? Lacking of inclusivity and diversity? You're playing a monkey demigod fighting monsters throughout the whole games, and it's an adaptation from Journey to the West, and this is your problem? Now, don't get me wrong, in its core, such a con for something might at very rare times be even on point. However, this is not the case. You can't just go around and pasting this as a problem on everything that you review, because it's not always the case. It's mostly not an issue in any adaptation, especially if it's a faithful adaptation, and especially if the whole concept does not have room for this, because it just doesn't have a place in the said product. I don't know how many times you need to be bashed on the head with someone calling you out on your absolute bullshit, but this is exactly what has driven people who used to be fans and used to read your articles and used to look up to you, Screen Rant, as a source of information, and turn you into a laughing stock throughout the whole community. The article also has the whole section that about the lack of representation and inclusion, and this female reviewer takes their time to mention the controversy surrounding the game studio and the reports of misogyny and sexism from developers. Once again, proven wrong, proven that the tweets were not translated correctly, and absolutely debunked on every single level. Playing as a female gamer allowed me to notice issues surrounding inclusion and representation. What issues? Yeah, alright, you don't have a fat black female character as your main protagonist. No, you have a monkey god who is going throughout the world and doing the quests and doing everything that they are supposed to do in the game. And this section mentions the lack of diversity and inclusivity resonates with the misogynistic comments reported to have been made by developers, which express disdain for women playing their games. Although Black Myth Wukong does have truly enjoyable moments, the underlying feeling that women aren't welcome in this world felt present throughout my gameplay experience. Let me put one thing forward and let me put it straight as possible. No company that wants to make a profit and wants to present their product to the most people in the world and to have as many people enjoying it and as many people being connected to it will actively go against a certain group. What you're feeling in this case is that the game didn't took its time to pander specifically to you and a certain group. It did not take that time because what they actually focused on was gameplay, faithful adaptation, graphics, visuals, pacing, and anything that is important in a game. They just excluded the absolutely unnecessary pandering to the needs of a very small minority of would-be gamers, and they focused on the large audience that awaits this game, which is the best strategy you can have, because at the end you want your product to be successful, and pandering to a minority and sacrificing a good experience for that is what ultimately kills a game. And on that note, I want to talk about something very similar but different at the same time. This is a post from Learning the Law. This is a picture that presents another article from TechRadar, who also gave a 3 out of 5 score and also mentions the controversy that we just talked about and includes the picture of the reviewer. Now, at first glance, when you see this, you may immediately feel like, okay, this is another woke review, this is another woke person who just wants to screech about this controversy and the lack of diversity and inclusion. And I will agree with you, because this is what I felt immediately when I saw this. However, I went and read throughout this article that reviews the game at TechRadar, and while it does mention the controversy, what it does, it says that even as it has dealt with the controversy, it doesn't mention anything else on that topic. The whole article is entirely game related. The reviewer focuses on what they liked, what they didn't like, what their gripes were in terms of gaming and pacing. And while I personally do not agree with everything they said about the gaming mechanics from what I've seen, I want to express that this has been a gaming review. It was focused entirely on the gaming experience. And I want to mention that because I know what it feels like to immediately jump the gun and just see what we just saw in this post and to immediately think, yeah, that's what's happening. And you see that they include the pronouns and everything speaks that this is just the woke reviewer. And I know, I'm very aware, because something like this has become an absolute synonym of wokeness and bad reviews and just mindless screeching from the woke crowd. However, in this case, this very unique case, I don't believe it is, because reading through the article, you can see that actually it was very well made and it touched on the important points that a game review should be. Now, does that mean that 90% of the woke reviews are actually good reviews? No, it's just this unique case that has appeared, and I wanted to mention that because TechRadar actually posted a good article, even though it was from such a reviewer, which means that everyone can be what we don't think they are. We just need to have a little bit of patience and be a little bit more thorough. I'm not at all blaming or calling out anyone who posted the post and just said another woke review, another DEI infused garbage. No, everyone sees, including me. I saw the same thing initially. I was just curious to see what else would I found to review on that article so I can post it in the video, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. And once again, I can disagree with this person on their review because I think that the game will be much better than they present it to be. However, a difference of opinion does not always mean that one is woke garbage and the other is an actual credible review. It just means a difference of opinions, as in this case. And I do hope that this will not be an isolated accident and that we are truly seeing the turning of the tides and to see game journalists being game journalists again and focusing on what's in when reviewing a video game. I personally believe that this woke pandering is coming to an end, as seeing in the entertainment media all across movies, TV series, gaming, and I do think that at a certain point, sooner rather than later, we will see a great return to the good times on where we could just scroll through an article on a gaming website and see a good, very concise review all the time for every upcoming game. I truly think that we will have this once again. So thank you very much for joining me for this video. This is all I have for today. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Will you be buying Black Myth Wukong, and which package are you going to buy? Tell me your opinions down below. Click the like and subscribe button. Follow me on my socials and follow me on my Patreon. I raise money for homeless animals and animals in shelters there, and I'll be posting updates very soon. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Hielzo. This has been DiscussThing. Cheers and stay fresh.